Yep, we're about to talk about savings accounts today. So there's four types of savings accounts we're gonna go over. This is your personal savings. This is attached to normally your regular checking account. Then you're gonna have your high yield savings account. Depending on what bank you bank with, they may already offer high yield savings, but if not, I'll tell you my favorite. Then we're going to talk about a 401k that's normally through your job. And then last but not least is a Roth IRA. So those are the four savings accounts we're going to talk about today. They are a must have. If you don't have them, go ahead and get them started now, because the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be for retirement. So the first one is your personal savings account. This is normally attached to your checking account where you normally bank. Me personally, I like to keep $1,000 in that account at all times for emergencies. So that is if I need something going on with my car, whether I need a tire fixed, or if I need a couple $100s for something, I take the money out of there. Now, the key is when you take the money out of that account, you replenish that money back. So you find ways after you've taken the money out. So let's just start with something small. Let's say you needed $200 for the dentist. You pay for the dentist office, you pay for the appointment. Now, the next time you get paid, whatever extra you may have left over, you put that in your savings account, in your personal savings account, to make sure you build it back up to the $1,000. Because what if something happens again and it's $900? So you want to make sure you always keep that $1,000 in there. If $1,000 is too much, because I understand it could be a lot for people, I suggest starting with $500, and then once you're able to maintain that $500, then work your way up to $1,000. The second type of account will be your high yield savings account. I like to use Ally. A lot of people say Ally or Ally. It's actually Ally. I think I kept saying it wrong in a couple videos before. But that is my high yield savings account. That is the savings account that has the bulk of my money that is going to grow. I don't need that money right now, so I let it sit there and I let the interest rate do its thing for me for the entire year. The only time I dip in there is if there is something that is more than that $1,000, I go into the high yield savings account. You do not want to touch that money. There is a limit on that account, how much you can take out every single month. And I want to say, I think it's like 10 times a month that you can take it out. But if you're taking withdrawal money from your high yield savings account more than 10 times a month, then you may need to revamp like your regular budget and your expenses to figure out how to keep some more cash so you're not dipping into your high yield savings account. The reason that I like the high yield better than the personal savings is for the main reason. I think your personal savings interest rate might be like 0.01 or 0.10. Either way, it's under 1%. And then I believe Ally right now, I'll look it up, but I think it's like 3.2 or 3.3. That's the APR. So you get more for your money when you put the money in there. So when you get that tax check, girl, drop it on into your high yield savings account. I haven't had a tax return in many years, but if I get a bonus at work or if something comes up and I get a bulk of money, I throw some of it into my high yield savings account just so I can keep that at a certain amount. The third type of account you're going to want is a 401k with your employer. If you are a full-time employee, hopefully that company offers a 401k. If they don't, I suggest you maybe look for a new job. I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm just saying look for somewhere that may have benefits for the 401k. So I work for the government, so we have a TSP, which is the same thing as a 401k. You can max that out. I believe the max for most 401ks is about $25,000. I think it's $25,500 if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, you can max that out every single year. You can put a percentage, you can put an amount in there, but that is your retirement account. That money goes into that account before it is taxed. That's pre-tax money. Now, the difference with this account and the next account I'm going to talk about is when you turn 59 and a half, that's when you are able to withdraw from this 401k account. Now, the 401k account, remember, it's pre-tax. So when you start to withdraw money out of that account at 59 and a half or whenever you decide to retire, you're going to have to pay taxes on it. So let's say you withdraw $100,000 from your 401k and you start taking money out of there, you're going to have to pay taxes on that $100K. But the best thing about a 401k is most employers match. For the government, we match 5%. I've seen some companies that say they match 10%, which is insane to me. But if you have a 401k program at your company, please make sure you enroll. Make sure you try to max it out as much as you can. But if you have debt, do not max out your 401k while you still have the debt. Take care of the debt and only put it at the number. Let's say they match 5%. Put it at 5% for now until you get the debts paid down. And then I would say go ahead and try to max it out as much as you can. The last account is actually my second to favorite account. That is the Roth IRA. This is also a type of retirement account. Now, I said this one was my favorite for this particular reason. The money that goes into the Roth IRA, you would normally work with Fidelity, any of these brokerage companies. You open up the account, you do have to have a job to open this account because they want to verify that you have the money flowing in and it's coming from a credible source, if you know what I mean. So yeah, once you get paid, so let's say you get paid on that Friday and you have an automatic transfer into your Roth IRA. When you turn 59 and a half, when you take that money out, it will not be taxed because remember, you're putting the money in your Roth IRA after you get paid. So they have already taxed these funds. They can't tax them again. So it's important. Me personally, I'm not at retirement yet, but I am planning and I'm reading my tail off to learn everything. But the reason I would say to have both the Roth IRA and have the 401k is so that way when you do get to that 59 and a half age, you can take that money out of there without being penalized as long as you've had the account for at least 5 years. So let's say you are 57 and you just opened the account, but you're trying to pull out at 59 and a half. You cannot do that. They will penalize you. You have to have the account for at least 5 years to start withdrawing from it. Another perk with the Roth IRA is you can invest that money into the stock market. My personal suggestion would be ETFs. There's quite a few out there that you can choose from. But I think some of the really popular ones are VTI and VDI. And then QQQ is also another ETF that you can be interested in. So what you'll do is you'll have money going into that Roth IRA. And I believe the max for the Roth IRA now is about $7,500. But I'll make sure I put the correct amount. That means that you can put that much in there within 1 year. So let's get us, I don't have a calculator with me. I have my iPad. Let's see. All right. So to be able to max out your Roth account every single year at the $7,500 mark, and let's say you get paid bi-weekly, which is 26 paychecks, it is roughly about $288 every single paycheck to max it out. Now, let's say you don't have that much money left after your paychecks to max it out. Try to get as close to that number as you can. If you work a side hustle, put that side hustle money in there. If you get your taxes, drop your taxes in there. Y'all, when it comes to retirement, I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story. When it comes to retirement, you do not want to be at retirement age and not able to retire because you didn't do what you were supposed to do today. I have family members who are ready to retire but not able to retire, and they tell me all the time, like, Keena, make sure you're prepared for retirement. So I've always had my 401k. I always had my high yield savings account. I always had a personal savings account, but I did not have the Roth IRA. And yes, my 401k, I can also move my money around and invest in the stock market as well. But I wanted something so that when I retire and I'm 59 and a half, I can take that money out of there and I don't have to worry about taxes. I don't have to worry about if I'm going to get penalized by taking the money. Now, most 401ks, I will say at about 72, you are forced to start taking money out of that account. Whereas the Roth IRA, you do not have to take that money out of your account. So keep that in mind. So if you want to max it out every 2 weeks, that is about $288. Now, what this looks like is, because I'm a sneakerhead, this is a pair of sneakers. This is going out to eat with my girlfriends a couple times. This is buying stuff on Amazon. We can find ways to get this $288 every 2 weeks, but we also have to stop spending. We have to slow down on spending. I'm not saying don't live your life. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is find ways to save the money to max it out, because your future self will thank you for the actions that you're taking today for retirement. So like I said, those are my 4 savings accounts. If you have questions, definitely comment down below. Let me know what you're doing for retirement. Let me know what age you are and if you feel like you're ready to retire. I feel like, and I know deep down in my heart, when it's time for me to retire, baby, I'm going to be chilling. The day they tell me I'm eligible for retirement, I'm walking right out that door, because I know that I'm preparing now at this age and not waiting forever to retire. So I'll see y'all later. Bye.